Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Raise the Vibe with Liz. My name is Liz Peterson, and today's Liz chat is going to be about the clairs, our psychic abilities. So there's clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and clairgustance. First off, clairvoyance is clear sight. That's getting pictures, symbols, images, visions. You could see a ghost, see into other realms. It's either going to be projected outward onto your environment as if you were to see a presence in the room, or it could be your inner sight in your mind. There was one time when I was younger, I'm laying in bed and I wake up in the middle of the night and there's a white woman sitting next to my sister's head on her pillow, and she's looking out the window and leans over, looks over and says, shh, to me as a child. That's an outward expression of clairvoyance. Another could be, let's say, an inward version of clairvoyance would be I'm at the athletic club and I'm working out, and all of a sudden I can see the room behind me in my inner sight, and I see a young man standing just at the edge of my aura wanting to communicate. That's an example of clairvoyance, or communicating with the other side and being able to see it in your inner sight. Inner sight is also similar to daydreaming, where you get pictures and symbols in your mind's eye. And those are very common. If you're a very visual person, clairvoyance may be a strong clair for you. Next is clairaudience. That's clear hearing. You might hear voices, music, whispers, sounds. It's a voice that's often not your own. And to let you know, it'll never tell you something bad to do. So if you're getting an idea and you hear a voice that's telling you something that's wrong, that is not healthy and not clairaudience, do not follow that guidance. What you're gonna hear is, a lot common is hearing your name. So I've heard Liz before, or I was staying in a hotel in LA and in the middle of the night, I heard, wake up. On the way home from my meditation yoga class over in Seattle, I'm driving across the West Seattle Bridge, November of 2017, and I hear very clearly, "Are you ready?" So it's voices, music, whispers, and sound, and that's what your clairaudience is going to be. And again, it's mostly not in your voice, so that's how you can tell the difference. Next is clairsentience. So a lot of empaths are clairsentient. 90% of what an empath feels is not their own. It's clear feeling. So anything that you feel. I was in a workshop in Seattle and a gentleman was giving a talk about being an empath and feeling, and he pulled a woman up on stage and asked her, what was bothering her, and she started talking about her stomach, and then he says, "Who in the audience feels that?" And I raised my hand, and not everybody can feel this. The person next to me, my partner at the time, said, "You can feel that?" And I'm like, "Yes." So not only was that a clue, hey, I can feel things others can't feel, but that not everybody, can feel these things. It can be a sense like you're thinking, "Oh, I want some pizza," but then your child says, "I want pizza tonight." That could be clairsentience, something as simple as that. It could be feeling somebody's pain. I went to a workshop over in Seattle and helped out with it, and went up the stairs, this old lovely home, and I got the sense that there was an older woman sitting in the chair. I don't know if she was connected to the house or the sewing machine that was next to her, and I couldn't see her, but I could feel that she was there and she was present. It can also be a feeling like when you're getting out of your car and you feel like you're being watched, or in your house you feel like being watched. Those are clairsentient things, that are happening. You're getting these feelings in your body, feelings that are coming from other people, feelings that are coming from your environment, feelings that may be coming from the other side. So clairsentience is clear feeling. The next one is clairgustance, and that is your sense of smell. So it's rare, but you indeed can psychically smell above and beyond your normal smell sense. I was at a workshop in Anacortes once with a group of women, and I was upstairs and smelled smoke. And when I came downstairs, I shared it with, the group, and a woman raises her hand and says, "That's my dad." And there was nobody in the house or around the house smoking. It can also be smelling something before it happens, smelling something in relation to an area, like you go to a battlefield or something and you might smell gun smoke or something like that. My partner several years ago used to joke that I could smell what the neighbor was cooking before they started cooking it, which was a family joke. So clairgustance, and that is clear smelling. The next one is claircognizance, and that's just when you know something. So it doesn't come through in sight or smell or feeling or anything. You just know it. You don't know how you know it, but you do. It could happen quite simply, like you think of your mom and then she calls, or you think a phrase and then your friend says that phrase, or an idea pops in and then you end up experiencing that idea later on, or you think of a friend and you go to work and that friend shows up at your work. You could just know that something is about to happen. I remember sitting on the deck and had this overwhelming feeling that something terrible was going to happen, and a couple days later had a house fire. So it can be really small, like you're picking up on just knowing what's happening around you, with yourself, with your family, in your life, at work, simple basic things or big things, or it could be even bigger things like catastrophic events or natural disasters. People have, known that something was going to happen before it happens. Big events in our world. I remember sitting in the dentist chair in Paulsville, and all of a sudden the hygienist is getting ready to start the work, and I say, "Wait." And then a couple seconds later, an earthquake happened. So it's just a sense of just knowing something's going to happen. Sometimes it could just be a feeling that there's something that's about to happen. You could get the knowing, you actually know what's going to happen. And that is claircognizance, that clear knowing. Like I said, you don't know how you know it, you just know it, it pops in your head and it happens, and that sort of thing. So those are our clairs. Clairvoyance is clear sight, clairaudience is clear hearing, clairsentience is clear feeling, clairgustance is clear smelling, and claircognizance is clear knowing. So those are our clairs, those are our psychic abilities, and that's how people with psychic abilities perceive their world, is through those different senses. So thank you for joining me on this Liz Talk on Raise the Vibe with Liz. I hope you enjoyed it, and remember to get out there and raise the vibe. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for listening.